Good evening. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Andy Bound. I'm the Associate Vice President for College Advancement and Executive Director of the GRCC Foundation. And we're thrilled to have you here this evening to join us in a night, a celebration, and a night of additional beginnings. We'd like to welcome you to our expanded campus here at Grand Rapids Community College. I have a simple job tonight, and that is to introduce our campaign chairperson. As you look across the community and identify people who exhibit the heart and soul of Grand Rapids Community College, you don't have to look too far. You can ask anyone, and you're connected to this college. And it's been a privilege over the last 6 months to work with our chair, Dr. Jim Bezzetta. Jim?
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, everyone. Hello and welcome, and we're so delighted to have you here. All the wonderful people that have worked on this campaign and will be working on this campaign, and I am the proud chairperson of this capital campaign. And who would have thunk that when you try to do a capital campaign during the history and the financial woes and all the things going on and a new president and everything else, but it has actually been fun, and this community has really, to this point, done a wonderful job and will continue to do that. And we've got some great things to share with you tonight. It's just been a lot of fun. And the reason it's been fun is because, not only because of the wonderful people in Western Michigan, but because the mission and what community college stands for resonates so well, and the story is so easy to tell. And when you tell it, people really understand it. And so many people have been touched by this community college. I can't imagine Western Michigan without having a very vibrant community college. And I had the pleasure, being an alum, a proud alum, of walking around and looking at some of the facilities. And, you know, the old girl's getting a little tired. So the time is right to get some dollars and to reinvigorate it. And so we have a great short program here, some wonderful news to tell, and it gives me great pleasure to move the program on to the president of Grand Rapids Community College, Dr. Steve Ender.
I must be getting mesmerized by our facility here. As Jim was talking, I looked down and I thought, that's really strange tile we have on the floor here. And then I thought, Steve, you're in a parking lot, you know, it's... But I was just, you know, it's kind of strange, but I love this. I love the way this is set up, and whoever designed it with this in the back, I think this is beautiful, and we got good weather, so a great night for all of us. It's been a really quick year for Karen and I in this community and at the college. A lot of things have happened that have really been exciting. The purchase of this facility clearly, I think, will be one of those decisions that people look back 50 years from now and they go, that was a good decision. That board made a great decision to purchase this piece of property. Our enrollments, and then us, I have to tell those that don't know, when I came here, we had capped enrollment, and I thought that's kind of an oxymoron. We shouldn't be capping enrollment. And being naive, I said to the Grand Rapids Press editorial board, well, we're not going to cap enrollment. We're going to take every first-time full-time student. You know, and what I didn't know is when that was then in the paper, the entire staff let out a collective gasp of, okay, how are we going to do that? This college has grown by 2,000 credit students in the year that we have been here, and that could never have happened without an outstanding staff of faculty and administrators and student services people. And this purchasing this campus has allowed us to at least not have to worry about, at least in the short term, physical space, that we have the physical space, but we need to do some things with this space. Third thing that's pretty exciting for the first year, it's never wise to start a college presidency and launch a capital campaign at the same time. I mean, it's just kind of They can take your time, they being our foundations people, specifically Andy Bowen, could take me every day, all day, and don't worry about the college, just come with us. So we spent a lot of time getting to know people in Grand Rapids and hopefully developing good friendships and good relationships, because I've learned, and this is proven out in my career, people will part with their hard-earned money to others that they really believe in the mission of that organization and the people that at the end of the day are responsible for expending those funds. And so it was really important for us to develop relationships, and we had to do that rather quickly before I could go back and look someone in the eye and say, can you help us as we try to move this great college forward? And then finally, probably the most exciting thing for me is the board extended my contract last night. And and I and Karen are very appreciative of that. And again, it's a lot of good work has happened. The president can't do that work. It's the people that are at this college that make all these wonderful programs happen, and happen to a degree of quality that we can all be very proud of. Thank you, dear. Let me quickly introduce that wise Board of Trustees at the community college as I find them. Our chairperson, Margot Anderson. To her left, Ms. Terry Hanlon. Rich Verberg is sitting here to Margot's right. Dr. Richard Reiskamp is back here in this corner. Yes, Miss Ellen James is standing there at the table. And Mr. Michael Stearns is with us tonight, so thank you. So here we are to begin a process that I hope lasts for a while, because it's a process of celebration, and we're celebrating tonight, but I hope that we'll be celebrating again in the not too near future around this capital campaign. The campaign, GRCC Works, ask anyone why that slogan, and I will tell you, as we met with the team that was going to be responsible for the promotions of the campaign, I just had to recount my personal experience as we search for what's the right thing. And my experience has been, I don't meet anybody every day in Grand Rapids that doesn't tell me, I went there, no, very proud of that, or my kids go there, or my mom went there, or my cousin goes there, my neighbor goes there. I mean, the touch that we have had in this county, in this community, in my mind is phenomenal. I've just never worked somewhere where everybody you meet has a story to tell about the community college. And in fact, they say it with pride and honor that they came to GRCC and it worked for them. So this campaign slogan really makes a lot of sense to me, because it is the experience that I'm having as I meet people here. We then went into this, what they call the advanced stage of a campaign, and this is all about kind of planning. Well, what do you think you can do, and who should be our leadership, and what will be our goals? And we were very, very gratified. We approached 3 individuals around the honorary chair row, knowing that it was very important that individuals that are well respected in the community would agree to join what we were trying to do at the community college. And I'm telling you, these were the easiest 3 asks that we've ever made. Doug DeVos, Hank Meyer, and Fred Keller agreeing to be honorary chairs got all of us pretty excited as we went into this campaign. It's always great to have a successful and a proud alumni to lead your campaign. Dr. Jim Bezzetta agreed to do that, and he agreed to do that very graciously and said, yeah, I'll jump on board with you guys. This is something that I believe in. Dave Custer, who is our foundation board chair, has been with this campaign before I came to work at the community college, and he continues to be part of all the leadership activity that we do. We got a genie in the back of the room that we pull out. His name is Tom Monahan, and he has been very helpful as we've done the strategizing and the planning around the campaign. And then finally, our foundation board members have all stepped up and helped us in both personal ways and with foundation lead efforts around the different mini campaigns that goes on in a capital campaign. So the purpose of all of this, we need to respond to our student growth, and we have 2 or 3 buildings that need significant sustainability help and attention when it comes from the perspective of creating a teaching environment. This campaign will allow us to renovate our Cook Academic Hall on the main campus and our main building. We've got a field house that hasn't been touched since 1970. This campaign is going to allow us to renovate the arena and the field house. This campus that we're on today has allowed us to expand, but it's also needs some attention. So we have 2 major renovation projects going on, one that's been started in Sneeden Hall and one that we will start as soon as Steen is done to bring our faculty up here in 3 different disciplines that will be here. It's about handling the growth, it's about modernization of teaching facilities, and at the end of the day, it's about sustainability for us. Rather than build a new building that was on the books at this institution, we decided we're taking that $34 million, $35 million off of the docket, and we'll raise the money in bond fund, and we'll do $34 million worth of renovation. And at the end of the day, what do we get? 90,000 more square feet, 60,000 more square feet with this purchase over now we have 150,000 square feet to play around with rather than 90,000 a new building. We picked up as good as gold, 540 parking spaces with this new facility, which I think is pretty important. We will sustain our 2 premier academic buildings on the main campus and the arena in the field house. We'll do that for $34 million. And so it just fits, I think, all of the core values of a community college when you begin to think about how can you best leverage your resources as we work to help students as they work to improve their lives. It always, I believe, is helpful to really kind of hear from the fruits of all of our labor, and we're lucky tonight. We have a student with us, Faye Hartman-Goring. And Faye has an interesting story to tell. It doesn't take long to tell it, but I think it's quite meaningful. I'd like to call on her and let her tell you her story. Faye?
Thank you. My name is Faye Hartman-Goring. I am currently a recruit at the Grand Rapids Community College Police Academy. My GRCC journey started nearly 10 years ago. I was a single mother with few resources, but a strong desire to obtain a college education. However, as my life began to change, so did my focus. I met my husband and focused on raising a growing family. Still, I never gave up my dream of going back to college. After working a series of jobs that I knew would never be a career, I decided to go back to college. It had been a lifelong dream of mine to be a law enforcement officer, and I was determined to make that dream a reality. While working full-time, being a mother, and a wife, I was able to attend classes. The availability of online classes, as well as evening classes, made it easy for me to work around my busy schedule. I was accepted to the Police Academy program in November of 2009. It was one of my proudest moments of my life. My journey in the law enforcement and criminal justice program at GRCC has been an amazing experience. The program offers instructors who work in the field but take a genuine interest in the success of their students. 10 years ago, I would have never believed that I would be standing here before you today, but the opportunities available here are clearly limitless. This program is the foundation of my life's pursuit to be a police officer, and I believe in the importance of offering a superior education with flexible hours for the working class, and I think that I am proof that that's what GRCC offers. Thank you.
So if that doesn't give you goosebumps, something's wrong with you. I love those stories, and we hear them all the time. I think it's what really gets us to work every day. We're lucky to be able to do what we do. So we get on with the campaign. The goal, we want to raise $15 million. And we will talk tonight about how we're doing. I need to recognize, because the path to our goal has been helped considerably by some lead gifts that we have received in the last 4 or 5 months. And I'd like to recognize those people and foundations that have helped us move quickly towards where we want to be at the end. The Richard and Helen DeVos Foundation, the Daniel and Pamela DeVos Foundation, the Dick and Betsy DeVos Family Foundation, the Doug and Marie DeVos Foundation, and the Vander Wide Family Foundation have all made lead gifts to this campaign, and we are so grateful for their belief in us. And those foundations and people are represented tonight by Jenny Vanderhart and Jason Dijkstra. Jason, is he with us? He's not here. Jenny, please stand up. Fred Keller, Systemic Change Fund, and W.K. Kellogg Foundation have helped with the lead gift. Fred would be here tonight. Actually, Fred asked Andy and I for permission not to be here, and it's just true of his character. He was called to D.C. to be involved in a national muckety-muck conference that is important. You know, I mean, it's important work he's doing. And he actually said, you know, if you really want me to be there, I will do that. Fred, you know, please, go do what you need to do. We'll cover for you at this event. But he has been very helpful to the college and to me personally as I've started my work here. The Meyer Foundation came in with a significant gift from the family, and Hank Meyer's with us tonight. And I'd please recognize Hank in this. The Emmy Davenport Foundation is Peggy. Did Peggy make it tonight? Morass, is she here? No. And then you get to a point, you set different goals, and we had a goal for tonight, and yesterday morning or the day before, we thought, we may not get there. It may not happen. And so we decided I needed to go call on Ambassador Secchia to see if he might be able to help us out. And we had a lively discussion. There was a point in the conversation where I had to say, now, Peter, if you just want me to shut up, tell me to shut up, and I will, you know. And he didn't, so I kept right on going. So we received a wonderful gift from Peter and Joan, the Secchia Family Foundation, and tonight, Peter's wife, Joan, and son, Charlie, are with us, and thank you so much for your support. Please. David and Carol Van Ando could not be with us tonight, but they also stepped up very early on and made a lead gift. Universal Forest Products has made a lead gift to this campaign, and we are grateful. The last couple I'd like to introduce have been longtime friends to the college, and I will tell you they're easy people to become friends with, and they're wonderful supporters, and I think they were the first people we went to on this campaign. And Joyce and Tom, very grateful for what you have done and what you're doing and your help on this campaign. So please recognize Tom and Joyce Wisner. Okay, so how are we doing? I'm going to need some help with this piece, and we haven't practiced. We've been told what to do, but you never know how it goes in reality. So I need some help up here. I think Hank, Jim, you've got the job, guys. Dave? Where's Andy? Because he's the one that taught them how to do this. Oh, that's right. We had. So hold on now. Now, our goal, total campaign goal is $15 million. We had a goal for tonight. Ambassador Secchia really took us over this yesterday afternoon. Let's look at the results to date. You guys ready? You think you got it figured out? Okay. All right. Here we go. Drum roll. That's it. That's it. That represents $10,020,545, and for a working class first generation kid, that's a lot of money when I look at it, and a lot of help. And we are bearing down on this goal. We've got a ways to go. This is the launch of the public phase of the campaign, so everybody in this room either run or hide your checkbook because we're coming after you before it's over with. I mean, that's the truth. I mean, I hope Andy left those pledge cards, or you pick them up when you go out the door. But truly, the community has been just phenomenal to our college. This level of support early on in a campaign, I've been in other campaigns. This has been truly unbelievable to me. I've never met so many people that have the means to give, that want to give, and will give to causes that they believe are right and just. And I think that we are right and just, and we are seeing the fruits of some of our labor. This work will help to sustain the campus for the next 100 years. We are so grateful that you're here. Jim Bezzetta is going to kind of wrap up our program, but I just need to say, if you want to be a community college president and you want to have kind of the time of your life, you take the presidency at Grand Rapids Community College, because it doesn't get any better than this. Thank you very much. Jim?
Did you see why I said it was so much fun to be the chairman of this campaign? This is incredible. Before I got up here to speak, they always warned me, you know, with too many Italians on the stage, it can go on for a long time, so they give strict requirements on time and try not to move my hands too much to interfere with the audiovisual. But again, I am very proud to chair this campaign. It's the work of so many people, and it will continue, but we must not get complacent. Because one thing that I learned from Steve was that even though the goal is 15 million, if we happen to come in at 16 or 17, that would not be a problem. So we're getting into the community campaign and making this public now, and we've got a great start. And I want to, again, in advance, thank everyone for what you've done and what you're about to do. There's a couple things that I wanted to, just a couple staff members and people that I wanted to especially thank, and I'm going to read these if you don't mind. I want to thank the Secchia Institute for Culinary Education faculty and students that are here providing the wonderful food and beverage. Could we give them a hand? I'd like to also thank Mr. Brian Morris, who is on the music faculty and playing that wonderful classical guitar. Brian. Thank you. And one last thing, I'd like to, again, thank the Grand Rapids CC Police Academy students and volunteers, so give them a hand. We know how busy everybody is to break out of their day to come here for these events, but thank you again for coming here. We've got some wonderful food and drink, mingle, drive home safely, enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you so much.